Game Over 86 coming back with another video, and today, ladies and gentlemen, I'm just going to be giving you guys my thoughts and my opinions on what Nintendo is going to do at E3 and what they are going to do for the future for their Nintendo Switch service and video games going forward, that being the hardware and their first-party titles. So, first things first, guys, I think Nintendo is doing a pretty good job. I've been hard on Nintendo over the last few years. I still think that there's some things that they need to fix, minor details. But above all else, I think they're doing a pretty good job. But we're going to go ahead and get into some of these things that I hope they announce at E3. That being first, let's go ahead and just talk about their service. Their online service is a joke. That's still something that to me is a joke. I don't give a shit about NES games anymore. I know a lot of people say, well, I do. Okay, that's cool. I'm talking about myself. So when you say that and you say, well, I do, that's fine. I understand there's a lot of people out there that care about NES games. Yeah, I did too 30 years ago. Yeah, I like NES games, but I want different games. If you're going to give me some games, I mean, give me some games that cost some money, you know what I'm saying? Put some games on that motherfucker. Put some games on that son of a bitch that's like, you know, I don't know, fucking $80 a piece. Mostly GameCube games. I don't know, Little Samson. I don't know, put like a World Championship Nintendo World Championship game on there. I mean, I don't know, make it online, you know, to where your servers, you have to pay for the service to play online. You can compete with other people. I don't know. That's a shocker. Why don't you just do that with the NES? I mean, I don't know. Am I working for the company? No. That's just a quick little spout. People that are enjoying it, I hope you guys do. For the people that are hating on it, it's like, you're just a fanboy and you just don't want any change. Oh, Nintendo's doing everything right. Keep it coming. Keep bringing me them $60 ports. Jesus. Anyway, there's some great stuff that I think Nintendo has focused on, but the service is the worst about everything. Yes, I know a lot of people will hype up NES games, but for the most part, a lot of people that play NES games would prefer to play it on possibly different. A lot of people like to play them on CRTs. A lot of people like to play these games on every other platform that Nintendo's ever made. That being clone consoles or, you know, actual first-party consoles, NES, SNES, Nintendo 64, you know, GameCube, Wii, Wii U, shit, 3DS, 2DS, Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance, Game Boy Light, Game Boy, I mean, shit, we can go down the whole list. The point I'm saying is, if they just bring some newer games, it's like they're giving you games that are not really that good, and then they'll give you SP versions of them, and you're like, wow, I never thought you, and then they count them as an extra game. That's like what Atari at Games does. They give you like 5 good ones out of the 85, and the rest of them you're like, never heard of. But that being said, they need to fix their online service to where I think that it needs to be more of a stable connection too. And I think a lot of people will agree with me that the service on there, while it being $20 is still a good little deal, they need to add some more features. And if that raises the price, I don't think a lot of people would complain if the features are good. Take care of the cheating, take care of some of the other stuff in there, give more incentives to free games, possibly some indie games, and maybe some first-party, Wii U titles, or add the Virtual Console and give some free games to where people go, you know what, I'm going to give them my money. I think that would be fair. I mean, I'm not saying I would enjoy every single game they give you for free, because I probably wouldn't. But I know the majority of people would buy the Nintendo service if they were getting like a Wii game that is $60 or hard to find, or a GameCube game or a Nintendo 64 game. You know, games that are just pricey. Super Nintendo games are pricey. NES, there's some NES games. And I understand there's licensing issues, there's other issues because, you know, it wasn't Nintendo's game. But let's be real. There's a lot of great games that Nintendo have stored away that they could easily just give a month for free rather than just put on a service. Now, that being forward, I hope they announce something like that. They're fixing their service. The second thing I want to see is them implement new hardware, that being controller and Joy-Cons being more durable, and the Switch Mini and Switch Pro. Now, the Switch Mini will still be able to dock to where you can play the games on your TV. Make the dock a little bit different to where you're not scratching the screen. It doesn't block in. It's so hot. Obviously, you want to when you're making a revision, make it, where it runs smoother, cooler. It's not as hot, even in the dock or even on the handheld. The Switch Pro, I think the Switch Pro and Mini should have add-on features that play 3DS games and DS games, that being the actual physical cart. Because you can't buy 3DS games and DS games right now on the store. So if they made it to where you could play your 3DS games and your DS games and your Switch games, it would be kind of cool. Kind of like what all the other handhelds used to do with the Game Boy Advance SP, I should say, playing Game Boy Color, Game Boy, and Game Boy Advance games. I mean, that's awesome. And then with the Game Boy SP, it made it to where that was the best one you needed, the AGS 101. You guys know what I'm talking about if you know what I'm talking about with Game Boy handhelds. So that would be cool to see the Switch to where you're like, hey, I don't have to bring my 3DS with me, but I can still bring my 3DS games. And it would all, obviously, they can make them to where they would output better resolution, run better, look better. It would be cool. I think it would give the gamers more features, which is always the best thing. So that being said, I don't see a lot of people talking about that. Mostly because, they're buddies, cut, copy, and paste. They didn't talk about it. So once one guy talks about it and it's real popular, 50 other videos will be talking about it. Yeah, man, they need to add that 3DS cartridge. So that's me. I think that they need to add something to where it plays 3DS games, DS games, since they're pretty much killing off first-party, third-party, or first-party 3DS games. It's so tricky to say that all the time. I mean, if they still want to sell hardware, that's fine, but if it was me, they could still be just making games, software, and still sell the shit out of their Switch hardware. So that being said, obviously I want a Switch Mini or a Switch Pro, more or less the Pro, in my opinion, because I want big third-party games going forward, like Madden, FIFA, even though some people say, well, I don't care about Madden or FIFA. Yeah, well, there's millions of people that do compared to just 4 million that care about Yoshi. Not dogging Yoshi's Crafted World. I'm not saying that any of these games aren't big. I'm just saying, like, there's more people that want to play Black Ops, Red Dead Redemption 2, and this is how business works. I'm going to go ahead and get cocky to I know there's so many fanboys that try to attack me all the time, and they try to defend Nintendo. Quit. This is me just trying to help Nintendo. If you put on big third-party title games, and there's not a lot of first-party games because it's the in and out. You got to wait 4 months for the next big first-party title. Kind of like what PlayStation, Xbox do. You got to wait for Days Gone. Then you got to wait for Ghost of Tsushima. And between there, you get your Devil May Cry. You get your Monster Hunter Worlds. You get your Resident Evils. You get Red Dead Redemption 2. And you get Destinies. And you get all these other games. With the Switch, if you had the Switch Pro, I'm not saying that they would all do it. But if somebody could play Madden, FIFA, Battlefield, you name it, big-time third-party games, they may be incentivized to go, yeah, I might as well check out that Yoshi game since I already have my Switch and I could play these games on the go. I might as well buy that game. And it may sell more of their first-party software. In fact, I think it would. Speaking of hardware, the controller. Make a new revised controller to wear. Just make new ones with a with a mic jack, a 3mm jack port, to where you can hook up a headset in 2019 to your controller like everybody else does. I mean, I'm not being sarcastic. I'm just saying this is what I want from Nintendo. Mine's not all about, yay, I want the news. I want to see more about Super Mario Maker 2. I like it. Don't get me wrong. I want to see Pokemon Shield and Sword. Great ideas, by the way. Sword and Shield, they go together. I want to see, like, what's that big game that I think people always spend time with? I got to look at it. Animal Crossing. Don't get me wrong. Like, I mean, these games are fun for most kids and people that don't have kids. And I'm not saying that there's no adults out there that won't have fun with it. But you won't see my ass playing Animal Game. I got to mow the lawn, dog. I got to take out the trash. Dog, I got to mow the lawn, take out the trash in real life. I'm not saying that game won't sell. I'm just saying, like, Nintendo's never really gotten big-time third-party support consistently on every console. I mean, the Wii and the Wii U had Call of Duties on it and Maddens and stuff. You might as well just say the Switch should have that stuff on there. And I think going forward, that would help sell their first-party software. People that were like, nah, I'm never going to play these little kid games anymore, which a lot of them are. They would say, I might as well buy a couple. I might as well check them out. I got the Switch. Because they would have never bought the Switch if it didn't have Madden or Black Ops. Because there's a lot of people that just play them games. Hell, even on the PlayStation, Xbox, there's a lot of people that don't even play Fist of the North Star 500. There's a lot of people out there that don't play Dragon Quest, Ys 8. There's a lot of people out there that don't play a lot of these like other games. Shadow Colossus, they don't play all these. They play Madden, they play Black Ops, they play Battlefield, they play Destiny, they play the mainstream media style pushed games that are always on commercials. Red Dead Redemption 2, and then you get your exclusives like Mario, Zelda, God of War, Spider-Man, mixture, Bloodborne, whatever you want to throw in there, Horizon Zero Dawn. Then you get your Halos and your Gears of War and your Forzas. And then you get your third parties. That's how it is. Yes, Mario Kart, Super Smash Brothers, I understand, are big games. But there's still a lot of people that will not play them games. Because they don't want to play it on a Nintendo. They want to play other games also with their preferred platform. Like Mortal Kombat 11, people want to play that game possibly on the go. People on YouTube will really push that because they're either getting the free game or they're just fanboying it up or they're just trying to push the narrative. Yes, it's cool. It's portable. But when people are playing to compete for money and competitions, they want to play on PC, PlayStation 4, whatever, the more constant connection with better servers. I'm not dogging Nintendo. I already mentioned their servers. They need to fix that, but that will help. This is what I want to see from Nintendo. Then the last few things is games. I want to see new first-party titles. Obviously, people have already talked about Astral Chain. I was impressed by it. I thought that game looks cool. It reminds me of a Heavenly Sword on the PS3, which was a cool game. And a mixture between that, and it looks like a mixture between some type of JRPG style-driven game with Heavenly Sword kind of fighting Bayonetta style. And I think it's cool. I think it looks really cool. That will be a big time game. I'm definitely going to get that game. Daemon X Machina, I played the demo on it. I thought it was cool. It kind of reminds me of Zone of Enders. It's a Xbox 360, Xbox, I think, One or PlayStation 4 game. I actually have it on the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox 360. And it also has a VR mode. But I'm saying that it kind of reminds me of that, which is still cool. And then there's other games like Luigi's Mansion 3. There's other games coming that are going to be obviously Super Mario Maker 2. They might be hyping up other games like Animal Crossing and even Metroid Prime 4, even though they have postponed it. I'm not saying that they won't talk about it. There may be a new Ninja Gaiden. There may be all types of new games that are coming. And what I mean by new is sometimes they're old, flushed out, repetitive ports or remasters or remakes, which is fine as long as the price is good. But we also want to see new IPs. I think Nintendo has a really good chance to really push that envelope. And then with the very last few things that I want to mention is I want to see, like I stated in the other video with the Xbox E3, I want to see a collaboration with Nintendo and Xbox. And you know what? I'm not saying that they have to do everything. I'm just saying with Rare, I want to see some games. I want to see Nintendo say, you know what, Xbox? You've reached out to us. Let us help you guys out. And, it just works together. It's better for the gamers. More people will go, you know what? I'm going to buy the Switch. Hell, I'm going to buy the Xbox. It does work out. I hate when people say, oh, it don't work out, or why would they want to work with each other? Because it's best for us, the gamers, not the ones that are shilling for them or the fanboys. I'm talking about the actual true gamers that just enjoy video games. Who doesn't want to play Banjo-Kazooie 3? But do you want to play Banjo-Kazooie 3 that has Microsoft really running the show with Rare? Or do you want Nintendo to kind of get involved and go, hey, this is where they made Banjo-Kazooie 1 and 2? Or do you want nuts and bolts Banjo-Kazooie 3? Exactly. You want Nintendo to get involved. I do too. I'm critical of Nintendo, but there's things that I want Nintendo to be involved with. Perfect Dark, a new Perfect Dark. Do you want Nintendo to be involved with that? Yeah. Do you want a new Conker's Bad Fur Day? Yeah. I could see online with Conker's Bad Fur Day multiplayer, which would be cool, and a story mode. I could see Perfect Dark online multiplayer and a story mode. And then Banjo-Kazooie, if it's not really online, you can see a great story mode with online features. I don't know. Let's face it, like speedrunning, which is real popular. And then you can put Mario's and all them other things speedrunning. Make a speedrunning area in their online service, which, like I said, when you put Nintendo Championship cart on there with NES, you could put online to where people compete against each other. That would be some kind of initiative, kind of like what they did with Tetris, which is a great idea, even though they're charging for DLC, but it's still a great idea. Them are the things I want Nintendo to change. I'm sorry for hitting the mic right there. But that's what I think Nintendo should do at E3. And I hope that they do some of this stuff. And then the last thing that I would just want, just because I'm a fan of Nintendo, but not a fanboy, it wouldn't like blow me out of the water. But if they announced some cool like updates on some new movies, like the Mario real life animation movie, I think, and like a Metroid Prime movie, or because the Pokemon movie went over really well. And I wasn't the biggest Pokemon fan growing up. I did like the first games on the Game Boy and the Game Boy Color and the Game Boy Advanced, but then it kind of died out with me. It just got too many of them and I got older. But the movie was really good. I'm not going to give any spoilers, plus there's a ton of people that's already watched it and spoiled it out, but it's a really good movie, and I think that's cool. That's a good step forward. And I think, like Zelda would be a really cool one. There's so many great Nintendo games that would be making great movies. And they were great cartoons in the past. So who's to say that they won't be great live animated, action-packed movies? And I think that would be awesome. Donkey Kong or something just really cool, I think would go a long way. And to see that stuff going forward, I think Nintendo has the best chance of making these movies better. Sony or other companies like Ubisoft's tried with Assassin's Creed. That movie sucked, in my opinion. There's a ton of other movies out there that have been made video game-wise, like Mortal Kombat's getting a reboot I just seen. So that would be kind of like a fun kid. That would be me being a kid finally again and going, yeah, cool. That would be sweet. Disney's already doing all their remakes of all their live animation with Aladdin and obviously Cruella's coming, and you got Ariel possibly coming, and there's tons of movies, Lion King coming. It's just people want to see it, and people that grew up like myself with Mario and Sonic and even all these other stuff, even though I didn't make Sonic videos harping on how he looked and whatnot, because I understand it was just targeted for kids. That's what these movies are, but I wouldn't mind like seeing it. It's not a bad thing. I just don't want to see it completely bomb like the original Mario Brothers movie. Even though I like that movie, it wasn't nothing like the game. But I don't want to see movies like that being made and being shit. So that's one thing that I want to see that would be like something groundbreaking, to where maybe that pushes the envelope to where Sony, maybe Microsoft, and maybe other companies out there will go, yeah, man, maybe we should make a Halo movie. I know some things have already been pushed and made, or maybe we should make a God of War movie. Or I'm just saying, these are cool things to think about. And entertainment, anyway, how you look at it, as long as it has love, even from video games. I think passionate people will be passionate, and I want to see something new like that. But anyway, let me know what you guys think about E3, what you guys think that's going to happen at E3, actually, because E3 hasn't been here yet. And let me know what you guys hope to see, new game-wise, possible new. Let me know what you guys think of what we just talked about. I mean, online service, third-party support, stronger Switch, better controller with the third-party jack, with a 3mm jack for your mic and your headset. I mean, all kinds of stuff. 3DS, DS, built in with the Switch, where you can just take one Switch and play everything. Technically it'd be backwards compatible like they've done in the past with other handhelds. Let me know down in the comments, guys. And if you're new to this channel, you guys like me talking about Nintendo stuff and getting you guys jacked up for it, even though I'm critical and harping on some of the things, I'm still passionate about them being good for us, the consumers, the gamers, the fans, the people that are spending millions of dollars. I mean, together. I ain't spending millions of dollars, but hundreds and thousands of dollars a year. I would say hundreds and then thousands of dollars. I know a lot of people will take that and be like, he spends $100,000. No. But anyway, let me know. If you guys are new, hit that subscription button, hit the thumbs up, share this video with somebody that you know may need to hear this and get jacked up as well like I am. Because E3 is right around the corner. It's coming up. So let me know down in the comments what you guys think. Do a good deed, stay safe, enjoy every video game you guys play, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.